Welcome everyone to another Warships video, and tonight we're going to be talking about ranked play. Right now we're going to be going through the battleships as well as the carriers that I feel like could be used the best in ranked play. This is not to say these ships are the best in the order that I have them. I think these ships are the best with respect to ranked play. Ranked play, as anybody who's played it before, is completely and utterly different than normal random battles. Alright, let's start off with the battleship line. I think battleships are going to get played probably the most. Tier 6 is a lot more even than the last ranked season we had, which was Tier 7. That was a complete and utter joke. I hope they don't ever do Tier 7 again. I mean, we had ships like the Scharnhorst just owning every other ship that you had to earn at Tier 7. I mean, it could run through a Nagato, it could run through a Gneisenau, it just ate everything. And on the flip side of that, you had the Belfast that sat in smoke and radared itself and just plowed through any destroyer or other cruiser that came, within the 9 kilometers of it. It was ridiculous. That was no fun at all, except for the people that put out the money to buy those ships, and I think that's not very good on Wargaming's part to have a ranked season so heavily favoring the pay-to-win players instead of the people that actually worked their way through the lines. So with that out of the way, let's go back to what we were going to talk about, the battleships for ranked play. And then again, this is Tier 6. First up is going to be the Arizona. I know what you're thinking. He just got done talking about premium ships, and the first one that he brings up is a premium. And it's true. It's unfortunate, but it's true. The Arizona. What to say about the Arizona? The Arizona is pretty much a New Mexico that just seems to lay the wood down. When you're shooting with the guns on this ship, they're accurate, they're true, and they hit hard. For whatever reason, they are the laser beams of the Tier 6. And that's going to be important with respect to rank play, because we all know exactly how rank play goes. Ships just sit in the back and smoke up and shoot. Battleships shoot from over 15 kilometers away constantly. You're never going to actually get into the duels that might be more accustomed to some other ships. Number 2 on the list is going to be the Mutsu. Now the Mutsu is, again, another premium, but it is a Nagato with no armor, basically. It's got a 21 kilometer range, 410 millimeter gun, so it does pack a wallop. However, they actually have to hit the target for it to actually pack that wallop. So, packs a lot of punch if it can actually connect. If somehow you get into close combat with the Mutsu, is where you're going to get eaten alive with the ship. It is not very good at taking a punch. I mean, it can throw one out there, but it really can't take it. The only thing that might possibly save you in a close encounter with another battleship in a Mutsu is if the other guy doesn't angle well, or the other guy doesn't realize that you have torpedoes. Which the Mutsu does. It has 2 torpedoes on each side. I want to say they're 7 kilometer range. So again, the Mutsu, I believe, is just ranked number 2, just for the fact that this is talking about ranked play. And this is going to be just long distance shooting. Number three, we have the Bayern. This ship has average range on the guns, but the maneuverability and the armor are what set this ship apart pretty much above any other tier 6. I mean, this ship can take a hit, and it can also dish out a pretty good hit if you get within range of it. The turrets traverse rather quickly. The ship can turn on a dime. It's quick. The reload is good. It's overall is probably the best ship. The only thing that gets it is the range of the guns is not really on par with some of the other ships. Number 4, the Warfight. Again, this is another ship that the range is not very good, but this ship actually has a spotter plane that you can get the range out, so in certain instances it's going to have a decent range on the guns. With that being said, it does turn good. The turret traverse is better than it was, and it has big guns, but it is still not as tanky as the Bayern is. So that's why we have it here at number 4. I think if any ship I have ranked wrong, it's probably going to be the Warfight. The Warfight might possibly need to be switched out with maybe the Mutsu or something like that, but I really think that people are going to bring out their Mutsus just for the sheer range that the guns have, and also the fact that they're 410mm. Moving on to number 5, the Fuso. The Fuso has a lot of guns, and it can shoot them very far. The Fuso also can't take a hit. It's another Japanese battleship, so it's a wonder they built the Yamato, but the earlier battleships, they just cannot take a hit. So this is a ship you need to angle. You need to use your instincts as far as whether ships are shooting at you. But just the firepower that the Fuso has is the reason that it is here at number 5. Alright, we've got our honorable mention section here. Just going to go to the New Mexico. The New Mexico has a lot of characteristics that make it a very good ship. However, the dispersion of the guns are less than desirable. And quite frankly, it's hard to get them out there and to land them on target where you want to consistently, like the Arizona. The Arizona would not be on the top of the list if it weren't just for how accurate those guns are. A ship I would not play is the Dunkirk. Dunkirk has good speed, has decent range on the guns, but that configuration is going to force you to always be bow in. And with the armor that it has, you're going to get penetrated. I think the Dunkirk is going to get a rude awakening when it goes up against these other tier 6 battleships. But having said all that, I think the ships aren't on a massive spectrum from each other. I think they're all fairly close. A lot more so than any of the other branches, the cruisers, destroyers, and carriers. The battleships are very close together, and they do allow a lot of how do you want to play. With the ranked play, your teammates are going to kind of dictate to you how you play, which unfortunately, what we've seen in the past is going to be a lot of camping. So that's my opinion on the battleships for ranked play at tier 6. Moving on to the carriers, you really only have one choice, and that's going to be the Japanese carrier Ryuho. No idea how to pronounce that, but looking at the loadouts that the ship can have with its planes, it's very clear to see that the Japanese is definitely superior to the American independence as far as the loadout goes, unless in independence you just want to take nothing but fighters and just shoot down all the planes. But the American carrier independence really doesn't have a great strike package like the Japanese does. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me and taking a look at the battleships and carriers for the ranked tier 6. I do appreciate your time. As always, have a good day.